Today I want to get into Jisoo talking about her solo career and being scared. I also want to get into her new music video Flower and what the backlash for the song and video is, and then we get into YouTube removing some things. But before we do, I want to talk about some food, so roll that clip. Today I am very excited to announce a great sponsor from the brand Factor. Factor is now owned by HelloFresh, and if you're familiar with them, they have amazing foods and recipes. Factor is fresh food that you literally just heat up in the oven or microwave. They get delivered at the right temperature, so you don't have to worry about the safety of the food, and it's right to your door. Y'all, I'm about to get my Factor meal, y'all. You just have to pick whichever food you want, open it, heat it up, and you're ready to eat it. No prep, no fuss at all. I recently just tried Factor and it's a game changer. It's so easy to make the food and it actually tastes good. And spending money on food going out is kind of wasteful sometimes, but also it's expensive. Factor will also cut down your grocery shopping and they're flexible, so you can order as much or as little as you want. You can get food every week, skip a week, whatever you want. And the food is actually healthy. The menu is updated every week and there's over 34 chef-prepared options. And of course, whatever your diet is, vegan, keto, they have it. And they also have 45 snack options that you can add on. And they even have delicious smoothies. I love the strawberry banana flavor. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code Dumplings50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. I will also link them down below. Make sure you check them out and thank them for sponsoring today's video. If you're unaware, K-pop fans like to stream music videos and make sure the idol hit a certain view count by the end of 24 hours. This is mainly a goal the fandom has made to make sure that the artist makes a huge splash in the American market. The American market meaning on an American platform, because fans don't stream nearly as much on Korean platforms since they know that these idols want to put music out in the US. Jisoo recently dropped her music video Flower, and of course, fans had goals for this music video. I think it was to get over 100 million or something like that. It didn't really take very long before people noticed that the views were dropping. Fans would take a third-party view counting site and use that number to show the views dropping, which I don't take those numbers too seriously because I don't know how accurate they are, since the only view counter that would matter is what ends up being reflected on YouTube. So even if a third-party site says Jisoo reached 10 billion views, if YouTube doesn't reflect that, then Jisoo is not getting any awards. I think there's a big difference between how the fandom reacted to these views being deleted versus how we've seen other fans react over this. And I think I found this so interesting. The BLACKPINK fandom reacted to let all the fans know that there is a big likelihood that the reason the views are being deleted are because people are not streaming properly. I think this is very accurate. Instead of blaming a company and a machine that typically is not wrong, they are considering a better way to stream. Now I want to clarify there's a lot of rumors on how to stream, saying things like make sure the resolution is about 480p or the volume needs to be above 40 or something. None of that matters. Just look for the video on YouTube, watch the video all the way to the end, click on another video. You can do this one or any video, and then watch that video to the end, and then search the music video again and watch it again. This is the only way it will count as 2 views. Those views will ultimately be what ends up being deleted. So yes, make sure you stream correctly. I will also link the music video down below. If you do want to react and watch the music video with me and fangirl with other dumplings, make sure you check out the Patreon. I will link it below. The music video is absolutely beautiful in my opinion, and I like it a lot. We have a limited $1 tier that is still open. Hope to see you there. Jisoo's solo album was very highly anticipated, and I think YG has a very smart marketing move, which is they hold back on creating too many songs for BLACKPINK, so the songs are more exclusive. And then they keep BLACKPINK's name and face front of mind by doing a lot of advertising campaigns and endorsements. So it's very smart. Jisoo recently released Me and Flower, and everyone was furiously protesting Jisoo over YG not letting Jisoo do more solo work before. Well, I have some thoughts on this. When Rose and Lisa went to do their solo work, everyone was expecting Jisoo to go next, but funny enough, Jisoo did not go and make music. She instead went ahead and became an actress for the series Snowdrop. Fans were expecting that Jisoo would go next and she would have her solo right after the series, but Jisoo actually did not want to make music. The producer producers even asked if she could sing the OST for Snowdrop, and she refused. She really did not want to have a solo singing career, and I think she preferred that her solo career was her acting debut. In fact, during a Rolling Stone interview, Jisoo talked about how at the time she actually felt like she was not ready for her solo work. When they asked if she even had a vision as to what that would even look like, she said she had no idea. She was thinking of a way to create the music that she likes and listens to the music that she could make, and was even debating a rock sound for a bit, and didn't know what people wanted from her. This is all very important to mention, as the delay of her solo, like her decision, not entirely YG's. I could also see that Jisoo was a little bit scared to jump into making a solo album, and her not being ready was her way of saying that she was scared, because she might feel like it's a miss and that people wouldn't like it. And it's always a weird thing when there's a lot of hate towards a song, which I will talk about in a little bit, versus it getting a lot of love, but not selling or getting the views that they're expecting. Jisoo did get a lot of hate for Flower, but the song ended up being #1. So none of that hate actually matters, and the label will not listen to the hate. So if everyone is saying that, oh, this is Teddy's worst work, Teddy is BLACKPINK's producer, but every time BLACKPINK works with Teddy, they get a #1. Why would YG stop? Clearly people like it. And so it's moments like this, which is why labels don't listen to what the internet or comments say. They listen more loudly to the sales and that sort of thing. Because bottom line and reality is any artist can flop. There really isn't anyone that is flop proof, and if the artist genuinely created a song that 0 people connected with, then you will see that reflected in the sales and views. But if the label is reading hate comments but seeing sales like they have never seen before, then the label is obviously going to assume it's good music and that people are hating just for the point of hating. Jisoo dropped Flower, and the music video was stunning. YG even mentioned that this was their most expensive production they had ever done, and to be honest, I don't quite see that. I'm not entirely sure if I felt like it was, but I really liked the vibe. People online were complaining about many things, but mostly her vocals, saying they sounded weaker and not good, but Jisoo has a strong voice. We can hear that from the moments she has sung, but her choosing to go for a softer vibe and a song that is not too vocally strong is just because that's what's trendy right now. Back in the early 2000s, it was expected that if a song was good, it needed to have a high note or a big ending. While as now, a lot of music, especially Western music, does not have a high sustained note. There are some younger people who tend to find the sustained note to be quite triggering because it reminds them of yelling, or it's simply just not as pretty, and that's understandable. To say that Jisoo's voice is bad is very weird, given this being a very stylistic choice rather than a choice to show off her vocals. And I think a lot of people constantly keep expecting when the girls make their comeback for it to be a super emotional and huge ballad that will blow people's ears away. But songs don't need to be like that, and they can just be a fun song. Others were saying that the song just had a bad beat drop and Teddy just really did a bad job with the song. This is obviously extremely subjective, and I feel like the trend right now is to make songs that almost don't feel finished. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like it's trendy to have overly simple music without a huge production. I think people are tired of hearing music with 50 layers on it and not even being able to hear like 45 of those layers. Now, this ended up being such a big deal. Fans wanted the song deleted or gone, and Jisoo Bad and Jisoo Boring actually ended up trending in the search. I had never seen such a reaction. I think the reaction was because people were expecting her to go all out vocally, scream, hit a high note, all that. But that is simply not what she wants to do. I don't know why there's opinions like this. If you don't like the song or think it's bad and not your thing, why leave a message online and trend something like this? I would imagine how Jisoo would be feeling seeing a search suggestion of Jisoo Boring or Jisoo Bad. That would be so sad for her, and she seems so nice. She doesn't deserve that. Jisoo actually recently addressed haters like this during a YouTube channel called B-Boss TV. Jisoo was honored and talked about how she deals with the haters, and even her reason to stay positive. She has a very loyal following, and there's a lot of people who support and love her. She talked about the people who have loved her and have always loved her, and and those who have hated her will continue to hate her, and she is not too bothered by those people. She said that she has people who trust and believe in her, and so the people who hate and do not support her, she says that it's okay that they don't. It's a very good mindset, but I do wonder how long it took her to get there, because it's not easy, and Jisoo has often gotten threats and attacks from haters. So I would imagine it would have taken her a long time before she finally would be able to come to this mentality and realize it's okay to have haters and she'll be fine. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thanks, this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.